trail of paws here. Good morning. It is Vlogmas day 18. We are on day 18. But before we continue, let me go ahead and introduce myself in case you are new here. Hi, my name is Brenda. I'm a 30-something that works and lives here in sunny but very, very cold San Francisco. And I'm doing Vlogmas and we're on day 18. We're chewing along, getting closer, inching closer to day 25. Today I am here at home working. So while I'm working, I'm also doing laundry, because laundry needs to get done, and I somehow have accumulated a lot of laundry. So I did put a load in. That's probably what you hear in the background. I'm like still so tired. I had a heavy morning. This morning meeting was like pretty heavy. We were talking about loss and like terminal illnesses that happen. And I'm not going to get too into this. I don't want to trigger anyone, but just, you know, we were reflecting on things, and it was pretty heavy because both of my grandfathers passed away from illnesses. They didn't pass away from old age, unfortunately. And so I was kind of sharing that with my coworkers, just kind of sharing that story to, I guess, relate and offer support for what this particular coworker is going through or potentially going to go through, because it sounds like a very tough situation. It was pretty heavy. Last night we had a fire alarm, and I'm still mad about the damn potato. Like, how do you burn a potato in the microwave? Still upset about the potato, because when I got back, I mean, my burger was luckily didn't get soggy. It was still like pretty juicy and it was still edible, but it was cold, and my lettuce had obviously, that was the only thing that became soggy was the lettuce, because you know, it had the burger heat on it. So I was quite upset about that. I felt bad for Becky because she hates the alarm, and I was like, she surely must be traumatized. So I gave her a cookie, and now I regret it. I like these cookies. They're kind of like Oreo cookies, but they're, you know, dog cookies, pumpkin, and I don't know what else is in it. And I gave it to her, and this girl has attempted to bury a piece of it in the sofa. I found it this morning, so now I gotta clean up. Luckily I have a machine, so eventually I was planning on washing the sofa, but that's not the point. She tried to bury her cookie in my sofa. I took the cookie off and I put it back. She moved it, and now there's a trail of cookies in my living room, and she tried to hit one of the cookies in my dirty laundry pile. So I like the cookies, she likes the cookies. I don't really like the cookies because she keeps on trying to bury them. It's so annoying. At least with whipped cream, she just eats it. But with this, like, she tries to go and like save it for later. But that's what I'm up to this morning. I do eventually have to get ready. I had a really late start, jumped into this very heavy, and now I have to go back to work. And then eventually I'll get ready. I'll probably do my makeup. I'm feeling so tired all of a sudden. I think I just got drained from that meeting. I have a comedy show in Oakland at the Fox Theater for Josh Johnson. I went to see him in February. Supposed to go with one coworker, but she was taking the bar. So then I ended up taking another coworker, and then we kind of were like, oh, if he comes back, we can all go together. And so here we are, all going to go together to see Josh Johnson but you know, do his thing at the Fox Theater. Well, I tricked, I pulled my breakers, the breakers went out. Let's go. Let's go. At least the elevator's working this time, because that is not a fun trip to have to make. And I didn't trigger the dog, thank goodness. I'm gonna unplug the A word. I don't want to trigger your devices, because I hate it when I'm watching a video, short, long form content, and they say, hey, A word, or hey, G word, and then it triggers your devices. So annoying. I unplugged her because she's on. I have the dryer going. The ice machine is making ice. And I had the microwave going. And usually that's fine. Like, usually I have no issues. But I think what happened was that I pulled the washing machine, the door open, and I was taking out dishes and I was putting things away, and I think the dishwasher did the whole, like, you know, like to start it up, so it powered on, and I think that's what caused the whole power to go out. So right now, just as a precaution, I turned off the A word, and that was it. Out of the electronics, nothing else is rolling. Now that we finally have our rice heated up, I made some salmon and then some rice, and just have that for lunch. Something that I've been doing is, because I always make a lot of rice, I just put it in a freezer bag and then I just freeze it, and then I think it's like 2 minutes in the microwave, and it's good as new. For those people buying, not discouraging, you can definitely buy the Trader Joe's rice, pre-made rice, but you can also just make a big batch, and then if you don't eat it, you can freeze it and it works just fine. In case you didn't.
Drive alone in December rain. They play my favorite song. I see a snowflake melt on the deck. I'm awful cold and longing for the holiday. Counting days until you're here. I've been waiting this whole year. Dear Christmas, Christmas, Christmas night. I know you may stop a light, but together we're alright. You know we're ready for Christmas. Can't wait to head back home. When the neighbors call, I hit the road. Baby, let it snow. We're ready for Christmas. Why you so far yet close? I feel like I hear the
just made it home not too long ago. I should actually text the group. I was going, struggling to take off my shoe per usual. I washed these, but I didn't let it go through the full cycle, so it's still wet, but I need something to take off my makeup and get ready for bed. It is almost 10 o'clock. The show was good. It was different from last time because last time he had more openers. This time was also pretty fun. He obviously had new jokes, but it was a fun time. Rode back on BART with one of my coworkers because she now lives in the city. She used to live in Daly City. It's practically, it's just like San Francisco suburb kind of thing. Just kidding. But she used to live out there, and now she lives out here. But now getting unready. A bit stressed out because I am behind on editing Vlogmas. And I'm just like, overall, I think my head now hurts. Also, me and my coworkers are like, damn, we gotta go into the office tomorrow. We're out here on a school night, having fun, eating tacos, going to a comedy show, and we gotta get up early in the morning to make it into the office. Two of us work in the same office, and the other one works in a different office. I used to be in that office with her, but I asked for my schedule to be changed because I hated the commute to that office. It just took me way too long. And I was really struggling with work-life balance because I would get home after spending an hour in the metro, I guess is what it's called. And after spending an hour, would finally make it home, and by that point I was like pooped out. And because I don't know why commuting is just so hard sometimes, and I also think I just have residual childhood trauma from commuting, which I can explain further. Essentially, pardon me, I need to grab this up right behind you. Essentially, when I was younger, like 7th grade, my parents purchased a house out in Oakland. And East Oakland, like deep east, practically in San Leandro. And I went to middle school in the Sunset. And so that was horrible. And then I went to high school in Potrero Hill, which wasn't, I mean, it still was bad, but my uncle lived in the neighborhood, so it wasn't too bad. I was just like, get off school, walk to his house, and then just wait for my mom. Sometimes, like, that's when she got a second job. Me and my sister would just hang out with my uncle, and he would always buy us food. So it was a good time, and he had cable and, you know, all that fun stuff. And I would do my homework while I was at his house. But I think since then, I've had this thing against commuting because I'm like, I did it while I was a teenager, and it really, really sucked. And I don't want to do it again. If I can avoid it, I will avoid it. I demanded, not demanded, but I did ask, and I used my seniority to beg that they would put me in an office that was closer to my house. And by closer to my house, I don't mean like that it's actually like that much. It's not like a 10-minute walk, but it's under the hour mark. So that was like the big change, was like, at least it's not an hour. I am pretty traumatized because that commute, and I did it from when I was 12 up until I graduated high school. And then when I was in college, that was the first time that I lived near a school. So that was fun. And I would just bike, and then we moved a little further away, but I think it took us like 12 minutes to bike to campus. So it wasn't too bad, and I enjoyed it. I really did. I enjoyed where I was living in college. And then coming back to the city, well, when we lived in Oakland, me and Ale, our commute to work was a 30-minute walk. It's not that bad. It could have been a bus ride, but like the walk was so nice in the morning. Like we would just walk together and just talk. I don't even know about what. And then we would walk back home together. Or if we weren't together, I would listen to a podcast. It was really like probably the best time in terms of commute. And then I moved here and I had a job at this place. And then I ended up moving to the city and been using public transportation since then. And it's been really nice. But that one office, I think the only way for that office to be a good commute would be if I lived in the southern part of the city. Anywho, with all that, checking off Vlogmas Day 18. And I will catch you tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 19. We're almost at 20. Oh my gosh, so exciting. But I'll see you then.